This month's CNA monthly in-service for September is on professionalism and teamwork, making a difference because it matters to everyone involved. Professionalism is the way in which people interact with coworkers, clients, and public. While degrees and categories of professionalism vary from one line of work to another, many of the basic rules remain the same. Individuals who exhibit professionalism are typically viewed in higher regard by their clients, their families, and coworkers. So professionalism is pretty important, right? How many of you want others to speak to you in a professional manner? How does it make you feel when they aren't? These are some examples of professionalism. To achieve this, it requires us to practice and focus on how we respond to others. Rather than saying hurtful things to make us feel better in the moment, take a time out from the situation first, and then try to communicate from your thoughts rather than from your emotions. A professional attitude is positive and doesn't criticize others. We should never repeat gossip or encourage negativity among colleagues. Don't complain publicly, talk badly about coworkers, clients, or their families. Leave personal issues at home and don't waste your time or that of your fellow employees with negativity. Always communicate in a professional manner. A positive attitude means trying to find something good in all situations. You've heard the old saying, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So rather than focusing on negative outcomes, ask yourself how to make the most of a bad situation or situations you can't change. If you are setting expectations for others, it just means you have set yourself up for failure. When disagreements happen, keep your emotions on the back burner and focus on how or where the problem can be resolved, either through goal setting or agreeing to reach an understanding through problem solving. But listen first, respond later. Having respect for others in a professional sense involves understanding boundaries, using appropriate language, and not criticizing the opinions of others. Professionals respect each other's time, talents, and abilities and don't overstep bounds. This means being on time, finding something of value in others' work, and giving feedback and constructive criticism in a thoughtful manner. Respect for shared space includes cleaning up after yourself, sharing resources, and not polluting common areas with loud sounds, smells, or clutter. We won't always agree with each other at the workplace, but we can try to understand the way each person contributes to the team and work on areas of improvement without harsh words or condescending opinions. A passive-aggressive comment is just as detrimental to the team as yelling and fussing with each other. Common courtesies of professionalism include greeting others with a handshake or fist bump, using professional titles, and formal writing styles in correspondence, email, and using niceties such as please and thank you when making requests. So be thoughtful of others by being courteous. We don't always have to be right or aggressive whenever we disagree with each other. The fastest way to lose respect for one another is to resort to foul or crude language. Damaging words has such a negative mental effect on people. So refrain from foul or inappropriate language as well as rude or off-color insensitive jokes. Not only is this against policy, but it's harmful to the social environment. Nothing poisons an environment more than foul language, even if it's not directed towards anyone. Use of foul or threatening language can be considered maltreatment used in the presence of clients, even if it's not directed towards the individual served. Cursing, yelling, and screaming at others at work is an attempt to gain power with the goal to control and intimidate others. As a result, it is abusive towards staff and individuals served and isn't tolerated or excused. Supervisors must address these behaviors as they occur by their staff and set an example themselves by displaying appropriate social skills. Staff subjected to this treatment by their supervisors should report this up the chain of command. Ever feel like you can relate to the iceberg, or maybe the book, or both? The struggles, hardships, heartbreaks, and daily battles that people face behind closed doors largely remain unseen. What we perceive as perfect lives are often far from it. As we go about our day, quick to judge and make assumptions, and many around us are simply surviving, hoping for kind words and compassion. We all want to feel like we understand each other. As humans, we crave connection, so we make assumptions, fill in the blanks, and pretend we know what others are experiencing. The truth is, we never fully know what someone else is going through or how they truly feel inside. Yet we continue to judge, label, and categorize people based on appearances and our own preconceptions. And there are several reasons why we do this. We project our own experiences onto others. We see someone reacting in a way that we don't understand and immediately think, if that were me, I'd handle it differently. The truth is, we have no idea what that person has gone through or currently facing. We tend to mistake empathy for understanding. We think we understand what others are going through because we can imagine how we might feel in their shoes, but the truth is, we have no idea. Our experiences shape us in profoundly personal ways. Even if we've gone through something similar, we can never fully grasp how another person perceives and processes the world. People tend to love to judge and label. We all do it. We see someone on the street or scroll past a photo on social media and immediately make assumptions. Oh, they look like they're having a bad day. Wow, their life looks perfect. The truth is, we have no idea what that person is experiencing. Their outward appearance tells us nothing about their inner world. Life is complex and people are complex. We all think we understand what others are going through in life, but the truth is, we have no idea. Each person's experience is unique. There are so many factors that shape who we become: our upbringing, life events, health issues, relationships, beliefs, environment, access to resources, and so much more. Someone's public persona tells you nothing about their inner life. You can't judge a book by its cover. Pain is often invisible. We think we understand what others are going through based on what we see on the surface. The truth is, we never really know the full story. Pain and suffering are often invisible. So just remember two things. We don't know the whole story, and we don't need to judge a book by its cover. There are three forms of communication. There's verbal communication, there's paraverbal, and nonverbal communication. Verbal communication we use quite a bit, but what we pay attention to more often than not is our nonverbal communication. So it's what you don't say that counts. Learn to read and influence people through your nonverbal communication. So we're going to look at one of the forms of communication. We're going to look at verbal. So the words we use should be helpful and meaningful in a positive way. We should also be mindful of the words we use because it has a strong impact on others. If you were to look at this picture, you could probably tell pretty quick that this is an example of good verbal communication skills. We use our words to convey a positive message. Make sure the words that you use are on a professional level, even if it's in a tense situation. Always remain calm, detach, rationalize when problem solving or settling a dispute between staff or clients, even between yourself and staff or yourself and clients. Nonverbal communication is the use of facial expressions, gestures, body language, touch, personal space, and eye gaze, and how they influence our behaviors. It's not so much the words we use, but how we use them, and the way in which our body conveys the message that has more meaning. When you look at this picture, take note of the body language, the caring, compassionate facial expressions, eye contact, smile, all of these things that send a non-threatening positive message. 90% of our language is communicated through nonverbal. So when we talk to each other, be aware of how you are standing, your own facial expressions, the space between you and the person you're talking to, and if you're respecting their space. Another form of communication is paraverbal. This means the tone, rhythm, and speed of our voice when we speak. When speaking, paraverbal communication deals with how the messages are delivered rather than what the message is delivered. This is an example of paraverbal communication. It's not so much the words you're speaking, but how you spoke them. It's not what you said, but how you said it. These are the signals that we as humans are in tune with more than the words we use. We can sometimes get mixed signals when someone is speaking in a rhetorical manner, but trying to make it sound like everything is okay. So, Just remember, it costs you nothing to listen. In disagreements, listen to each other's point of view. There's always two sides to every disagreement. There are benefits of working together as a team. Research shows that collaborative problem solving leads to better outcomes working together for a common goal. They have the support of a team behind them, encourages personal growth, increases job satisfaction, and reduces stress. Keep in mind, you were hired for your leadership skills, and others are looking up to you for guidance and support. Be present without distractions when interacting with others. Give others the courtesy and respect that you want them to show you. Help us all continue to build our culture of respect and appreciation at CHDC in everything that you do. Teamwork is one of the approved behavior standards for the HDCs as we work to build a culture of respect and appreciation. And just remember, we strive for excellence, we have appreciation for each other, we respect each other, and this is what teamwork is all about. And most importantly, remember why we are here. We're here to care, to serve, and to make a difference. At the conclusion of this presentation, make sure you complete the test and submit it for grading and credit. If you have any questions, call Staff Development at extension 267. Let us know if you have any suggestions for future monthly trainings. Thank you.